Pinning down folk music's origins is elusive, but one immutable fact is that the biggest star of that genre to emerge from Colorado is the prolific Judy Collins. Collins claims Colorado as her home state, as her family moved from Seattle to Denver in 1949 when she was 10. Her father was a singer, composer, and broadcasting personality, despite the fact that he was blind, and she appeared as a youngster on his KOA radio program, Chuck Collins Calling. Shortly after arriving in Colorado, Collins began the study of classical piano with Dr. Antonia Bricco, a noted conductor and pianist who had settled in Denver in 1942, devoting her life to fighting prejudice against women in the orchestral world. Under Dr. Bricco's tutelage, Collins became a piano prodigy, and she debuted with the Denver Businessmen's Orchestra when she was just a teenager. By the time she was a Denver East High School student, Collins had traded classical piano for a second-hand guitar, a gift from her father. Turning to folk music after hearing Joe Stafford's 1950 reading of Barbara Allen, she combined her dad's love of popular Irish folk tunes with the influence of Lingo the Drifter, an enigmatic Lookout Mountain resident who taught her the songs of Woody Guthrie and Josh White. At the age of 20, Collins launched her singing career. The new mother and wife won an audition for a job at Michael's Pub in Boulder, earning $100 a week, plus pizza and 3-2 beer. After the Kingston Trio's recent success with Tom Dooley, clubs were more receptive to the music of the Beatniks, leading to places like the Green Spider and the Satire Lounge on East Colfax, where folk singer Walt Conley held court. But the biggest club at the time was the Exodus, Denver's focal point for local beats, artists, poets, and a sprinkling of buttoned-down college kids. After stints at various mountain bistros, such as the Gilded Garter in Central City and the Limelight in Aspen, Collins and Conley were asked to be opening acts at the Exodus, and soon Collins landed a headlining spot there. Her first recordings appeared on the 1960 album Folk Festival at the Exodus. Collins moved east for a stint in Chicago and ultimately New York's Greenwich Village. She had developed her social conscience and the special gift of turning folk tunes into art songs. Her crisp, clear soprano voice electrified audiences, carrying her to international fame. Her 1961 debut album, A Maid of Constant Sorrow, predated Bob Dylan's first record by several months. Collins stayed mainly with readings of traditional material on her early recordings, but she transitioned to singing the music of her contemporaries. Her 1968 Wildflowers album yielded her first big commercial hit, with an interpretation of Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now.
I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds' illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all.
She brought a wider audience to Leonard Cohen.
Suzanne takes you down to a place by the river,
And Randy Newman.
overflowing, and I think it's going to rain today.
She also became the foremost American interpreter of the French composer Jacques Brel.
Ay, Marika, Marika, je t'aimais tant, entre les tours de Bruges et Gand.
And began to write her own songs. At the close of the 60s, Collins scored another hit single, covering Ian Tyson's Someday Soon, singing about a cowboy from Colorado.
Comes from down in southern Colorado, just out of the service, and he's looking for his fun someday soon, going with him someday soon.
Collins' piercing blue eyes inspired Stephen Stills to write the Crosby, Stills & Nash classic, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. She had several more hits, including an a cappella reading of the traditional classic Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
And the 1975 Grammy-winning Send in the Clowns from the Broadway play A Little Night Music.
Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in midair. Where are the clowns?
Defining Collins as a folk musician would be too limiting to her talents. At last count, she had recorded more than 36 albums, written several autobiographical books, and a novel. With Jill Godmilo, Collins co-directed a film about her mentor, Dr. Antonia Brico. The 1974 documentary, Antonia, A Portrait of the Woman, earned an Academy Award nomination. In addition, Collins, who is known for social activism and political idealism, has received numerous humanitarian awards for her work with UNICEF and alcohol abuse and suicide prevention programs.
Colorado, when the world leaves you shivering and the blizzard blows.
She continues to record and perform music worldwide. But Collins has never lost her love for Colorado. And thanks to her charm and musical grace, nor has Colorado ever lost its love for her.
I've lived and loved